If you're an MBA aspirant, then these 5 mistakes in your upcoming MBA admission interviews can actually cost you the seat at your dream B school. The reason why I'm making this video is because over the last few weeks I've been conducting a lot of mock interviews and a lot of such interactions with MBA aspirants, and I've observed these 5 mistakes which students usually do. And in this video, my objective is to let you know that what are these and how you should avoid them. Hi, I'm Darpan Saxena, an MBA graduate from IIM Udaipur, and I help MBA students create fulfilling careers without depending on placements. इस वीडियो में मैं आपको 5 मिस्टेक्स बताने वाला हूँ। चौथी और पांचवी बहुत इंपॉर्टेंट है बिकॉज वो बहुत ही लॉन्ग टर्म में भी आपको हेल्प करेंगी, नॉट जस्ट इन योर MBA एडमिशन इंटरव्यूज बट ऑल्सो इन योर प्लेसमेंट इंटरव्यूज. सो प्लीज होल्ड ऑन फॉर द फोर्थ एंड फिफ्थ. द फर्स्ट वन इज एक्चुअली अ बिग वन बिकॉज दिस कंप्लीटली मेक्स और ब्रेक्स योर परसेप्शन इन फ्रंट ऑफ द MBA इंटरव्यूअर्स, विच इज व्हाट? विच इज नॉट हैविंग अ क्लियर करियर गोल. इसका मतलब ये है, बहुत सारे MBA एस्पिरेंट्स मुझसे कहते हैं आके कि सर अभी तक हमने फाइनलाइज नहीं करा है कि हमें मार्केटिंग करना चाहिए या फाइनेंस करना चाहिए या ऑपरेशंस या फिर क्या. एंड यू नो व्हाट, हम ये टुवर्ड्स द एंड ऑफ फर्स्ट ईयर सेकेंड ईयर के वहां पे जाके वी विल बी एबल टू फाइनलाइज दैट कि क्या करना है. दैट्स रॉन्ग. आई वुड से दैट आउटराइटली दैट इज रॉन्ग बिकॉज द प्रॉब्लम विद दैट इज interviews want people who have goal clarity, because what you need to understand is that MBA is not your goal. Being an MBA graduate or going to an IIM or such a good B school is not your goal. That is not supposed to be your goal. Your goal has to be something else which you want to achieve in your life, and your MBA, your IIM, your B school should be the enabler to make that goal happen for you. अब अगर आपको ये बात समझ आ गई है तो इसका अर्थ ये है कि ये बहुत जरूरी होता है आपके लिए समझना कि आपको करना क्या है, वो आपको पहले से पता होना चाहिए. इसके लिए जरूरी चीज ये है, गो बैक एंड रिसर्च. I have created an entire course on this in which I've put in some logical and scientific exercises through which you can identify what should ideally be your dream career which you should aim for. Now once you have the clarity that okay मुझे marketing करना है, finance करना है, operations करना है, क्या करना है, तब आप एटलीस्ट उस फील्ड के बारे में और जान सकेंगे. And when you'll walk into your interviews, what you'll realize is that the quality of answers which you will give, the confidence which you'll have will be something else. This is important. And obviously once you have the clarity of what you have to do, then only you will be able to build your profile in that area. Also आपको समझना होगा एक बात कि अगर आप ये सोच रहे हैं कि आप MBA में जाके ये फैसला लेंगे कि किस स्ट्रीम में या किस डोमेन में you want to build yourself, then it will be too late, because just when you enter your B school, which is June or even July, from September onwards or from August onwards, you will be having a summer placement interviews that early. So which means what? Which means that you need to have that clarity right now. That was the first mistake which you need to take care of. From there, the second mistake is very much interlinked. The second mistake is this, that you borrow the answers to some of the questions from your friends. बहुत सारे questions ऐसे होते हैं interviews में which we call the HR questions, the HRQs. For example, your strengths, your weaknesses, what have been your achievements, what exactly you want to do after your MBA, and all of those things. अब because problem क्या होती है, all of us are enrolled at some or the other coaching institute, and because we have a lot of aspirant friends and all of that, what we tend to do is that we tend to borrow answers from them. अगर आप उनमें से एक हैं जिन्होंने ये mistake शायद कभी की हो, then go down in the comments and do let me know so that I can help you further on this. Now the problem with that is that because you've not built your own stance, about which I'll be speaking to you later on in the video as well, the problem is your answers look very fake. The moment they cross question you on one of those answers, your created, your fake answers which which are not your answers but the answers which you've created from your friends, the moment they start to cross question on you, आप गिरने लग जाते हैं वहाँ पे. इसका सबसे simplest example है the question on what do you want to do after your MBA. होता क्या है, usually आपने अपनी research नहीं करी होती है, and because it is fashionable to say that hey sir, I want to go into the field of sales of finance, or I want to become an investment banker, or I want to do consulting or prod man, you usually say such things. Now the moment they start asking you questions ki acha okay consulting mein kya hota hai, why is it that you want to do it, then because you don't know, because you've not studied that, because you've not researched on it, because that is not your dream, you are not able to answer that well. This has happened with me in my very first CAT attempt. I appeared for that and I cleared that exam, and I had an interview call for XLRI for the HR program. Now, because for me it was a big deal to get an interview for XLRI HR, I forgot that I need to really go in depths of what HR is. Why do I want to be an HR? No, मैंने वो कुछ भी नहीं करा. Suddenly, the moment I gave a very fake answer of why do I want to do HR, and the moment they start to cross question me, the next question onwards I started fluttering down and it went all wrong. So that is a very important thing. The third mistake which students do is spending the time for preparation on wrong things, on things which are not important. For example, what? A lot of students make this mistake that they spend a lot of time preparing for GK, general knowledge. And what they do is that, see, preparing for GK is not a problem. अच्छी बात है, आपको GK आनी चाहिए. गलत चीज इसमें ये है that a lot of students, and it could be you as well, that you start to prepare for the hard facts. For example, what happened on which date, who was the first this, who was the second this, who was the first that of that, all of those things. जो static GK है, आप वो पढ़ना शुरू कर देते हैं. The fact is, you don't need to study GK for MBA admission interviews. Instead, I will let you know where do you need to spend most of your time for your MBA admission interviews. What you need to do is you need to build your stance / you need to build your opinion on things. आपको current affairs में जो भी आजकल समाज में हो रहा है, आपके आसपास हो रहा है, उसके ऊपर आपको अपने opinions form करने हैं. अब बेशक अगर आपको hard facts नहीं भी आते होंगे, opinions form करना ज़्यादा ज़रूरी है. And yes, उन opinions को support करने के लिए अगर आपको 4-5 कोई facts याद करने भी होंगे, that is okay, that is important, because then that shows that whatever opinion you have, it is based on something. तो असल बात यह है कि आपको बहुत issues पे, whether it is a government policy, it is something happening in the corporate world, it is something happening in sports, whatever it is, don't just learn the facts, learn your opinion on it. That will make you much more remarkable, that will make them remember you more, and that will make the conversation much more interesting. Also, it will make it much easier for you, because the moment you have a stance, you have a stance. वो आपका स्टैंस है, एंड उस स्टैंस के लिए आपको सपोर्ट करने के लिए यू जस्ट नीड अ फ्यू फैक्ट्स. देन दे कैन नॉट क्वेश्चन यू कि अरे व्हाई डू यू हैव दिस स्टैंस. योर स्टैंस इज योर स्टैंस, एज लॉन्ग एज यू कैन से दैट यस दिस इज व्हाई आई फील इट इज. दैट इज इंपॉर्टेंट. प्रिपेयर एंड स्पेंड टाइम ऑन द थिंग्स which are important. Don't spend time on the things which are not so important. From there, I will talk about the fourth problem, the fourth mistake which you commit, which you can, and I think most likely most students do that, is either you show that you are underconfident or you show that you are overconfident. This is a very common mistake, and I'll give you an example of both of these things. I'll start off with the most common, which is underconfident. Now what happens? What are the signs which shows that you are underconfident? And all of these can be shown. The interviews can see all of these things even if you haven't spoken a word. First thing is what? First thing is your eye contact. If you're not able to establish a long, good, solid, pleasant eye contact, and if you look down, up, somewhere, and you're constantly searching for answers in the air ki this, yeah, so this is, this shows that you're putting a lot of stress on yourself and you're not confident about what you're about to say or what you're speaking. These are some of the things which shows you are underconfident. Then using the words I think, this, that, all of those things, using a lot of filler words also show that you're making up your answer. So prepare these things, learn about the signs which shows underconfidence. At the same time, there could be a lot of things which show overconfidence. For example, what? For example, if you don't know an answer to something and if you keep on saying that, oh, you know what, the answer to this is this. Now that could happen because of two things. One is that because you're genuinely so stupid that you don't have that self-awareness कि अरे मुझे इसका आंसर नहीं आता है, या फिर इसलिए भी हो सकता है that you're trying to act too smart and you're trying to say that अच्छा मुझे answer नहीं आता है but चलो let me have a shy at it. These could be the two problems. So the moment you try to act smart, that is where you come across as very overconfident. So a simple trick to this is, and some 2 or 3 years back I wrote a full blog on this, that if you don't know an answer, please learn to say I don't know. That shows that you're very self-aware about your own self. That gives, that shows you in a good light, that shows you that you're there for a genuine conversation and not just to pretend to be somebody who you are not. So learn about these signs of underconfidence and overconfidence and avoid that. If you want me to make a full video on these two signs, I will make it, because वो सब चीजें मैं इस एक वीडियो में कवर कर पाऊंगा नहीं. वो बहुत सारी चीजें हैं जो मेरे ख्याल से all of you should know. Please go down in the comments and let me know if you want a video on that. I'll surely make it for you. And the fifth and probably the most important thing is that undervaluing your soft skills, undervaluing the small gestures and signals which you can give, which will make you come across as somebody who's very refined. For example, what? For example, it could happen then when you walk into your MBA admission interview room, you forget to greet the interviewers. You forget to say to them that good morning sir, or good morning ma'am, or good afternoon ma'am, or good afternoon sir. You forget that. That is one huge thing. Then second thing is that whether should you shake hands or not. That is something which a lot of students ask me always, and I've always shared this answer that it is very much situational. If the space between you and the interviewer is long, then you will not be able to. Then you have to say your good morning, your pleasantries from that distance. You should be able to do that. And if you're close by, go ahead and offer your hand in a very pleasant way. That's that. Then also towards the end of the interview, when they ask you that if you have any specific question to ask, you hesitate in asking that. Well, I'm not saying it is compulsory that you need to ask something. No, but it is good if you can ask. It shows your interest, because that is an opportunity for you to now say things which you could not have said during the interview, or you were not able to say it during the interview. It is your chance to show your interest and show that you've studied about that, be school about the various things happening inside that, and probably it also shows that you're genuinely inquisitive about it. However, a very small thing here. Do not ask questions which you could have searched online. Do not ask questions which you could have checked with the alumni. It is very important that the questions which you ask, you are sitting in front of the professors. The questions you ask should have some weight, should have some value in your life, in your candidature. That's very important. So you need to learn these things, that if you want to ask a questions, what kind of questions should you ask. If you want a full detailed video on this, I can make a long one on this, so that you are ready with good questions to ask in your MBA admission interviews. Well, that is it for this. My objective was to make this quick video for you so that you get the clarity that these are probably the 5 mistakes which you could make. You should not make them, because these can genuinely cost you your interview. These can genuinely cost you your MBA seat. Do not forget to like the video, subscribe to the channel, and share this video with somebody, a friend of yours who may need it. Thanks a lot and goodbye.